Interior, museum in the future. Flashback to Micah's Saturday visit, 21:49. Eliana and Micah walk into another exhibit in the museum. A large interactive map of the old New York City area appears before them. Time-lapse projections show water creeping inland. Brownstones stand with water at their steps. Sidewalks disappear under rising tides. Micah watches in stillness. The map continues to evolve. By 2050, the city is shrinking.
That's like what's happening to Pietro's place. Tide's higher every time we visit.
Micah moves the slider forward to 2065. A circle begins to appear west of the city on the map. Eliana makes a gesture, zooming in on it.
This was the first of them, built from scratch, not added onto, not patched together.
The display morphs into a 3D fly-through of the circular city. Verdant walkways, dome homes, gentle canals.
Wait,
Grinning,
this is our city.
The first version of it, yeah. It was kind of radical at the time, starting over, designing the whole thing all at once like a living system.
Micah moves the slider forward again. Multiple cities appear.
Now we have a lot of these kind of cities.
A quiet moment as Micah takes it in. Back to 2042. Interior, Wenli's apartment. A week after the gathering, Wenli sits in front of her laptop facing the window with a view of nearby Brooklyn buildings. She scrolls through the recent project proposals on the gathering's website, marking some with a thumbs up. To herself,
Wow, lots of support for the idea of building a new city. Maybe this could actually happen.
Main Street in the future, 21:49. Daytime. Eliana jaunts confidently down the wide, car-free walkway, past doors that open to spaces where people make art and music, grow flowers, play games, train puppies, work with colorful fabrics, dance, drum, do stage performing. She enters a doorway. Interior, Sound Healing Center. Seconds later. Inside the Sound Healing Center, Eliana checks the room directory overhead and heads into room 3. She places the palm of her hand on the activation panel, then lays back in the armchair, closes her eyes, and relaxes to a series of customized tones and chords. Breathing deeply. 15 minutes later, Eliana gets up from the chair slowly and smiles as she exits back to the main walkway. Main Street by the canal. Same day. Twilight, the soft glow of twilight settles over the canal, the sky painted in hues of purple and amber. Eliana strolls down the walkway as the nearby lanterns begin to glow softly. She heads to the canal's edge and descends a few steps into the waiting water taxi. To water taxi operator.
Stefan, you aren't usually here on Fridays.
Stefan.
Yeah, Andy's going to a gathering tonight. I'm happy to cover for him.
Oh, I signed up for tonight's gathering too. I guess I'll see him there.
Eliana smiles and looks ahead, the wind blowing her hair gently. She exits the water taxi at its next stop and walks past a set of hot tubs with people laughing and chatting, past the pleasure center, and past an artist gallery. She enters the Civic Hall. Interior Civic Hall. Same evening, Eliana takes a seat in a chair in the semicircle. She nods and smiles at Andy, who is already seated. She doesn't know the others as they enter. Soon all 12 seats are full. A man walks to the front. Xander.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Xander. Welcome.
Companion AI. Voiceover.
Hello, everyone.
Holographic panels come to life in front of the participants, and the words, "Hello, everyone," appear on the screen.
Who would like to start?
Interior Archives building. The next day. Ding! Zen's head jerks up. He pushes away from the counter, rising to his feet. Without a sound, he moves down the empty hallway and slips through the second door on the right. A wooden box emerges from an opening in the wall and moves towards him on the conveyor belt. It stops abruptly in front of him. A clear embossed stamp on the top of the box reads, Open May 3rd, 2149. Interior, Micah's home, evening, same day. Darkness falls outside the window. Micah pulls down on a cord near the wall, hand over hand, and the pulley action raises a weighted metal cube up toward the ceiling. The gravity light turns on. The weighted cube descends almost imperceptibly. Micah sits on the stool at the musical keyboard, playing silent notes that only he hears through his earbuds. His parents, Danny and Sky, are seated together nearby, having an animated conversation. Ding! The notification sound rings out, grabbing their attention. Companion AI, voiceover.
Danny Clarkson, you have a new message marked urgent.
Play message.
Zen, voiceover.
This is Zen from the Department of Archives. Please confirm if you are available to report to the archives tomorrow at 3:15 p.m. regarding an important matter.
Companion AI, voiceover.
End of messages.
Dad, that's the guy I saw at the archives a couple of weeks ago. What a weird message. What do you think it's about?
I don't know. Want to come to the archives tomorrow to find out?
Sure do.
I think Mom is busy tomorrow, right, Sky?
Sky nods. To Micah.
So it'll just be you and me.
To Companion AI.
Confirm appointment, 3:15 p.m. tomorrow.
Exterior, archives building. The next afternoon, Micah slips his bicycle into the bike rack, and it lowers automatically out of sight. The sidewalk closes around the spot where it just was. Danny approaches from the walkway.
Hey, Micah, you all set to go in and see what this is all about?
He looks up at the word archives, engraved above the door.
Sure am.
Let's wait for your Aunt Eliana to join us. Apparently she got the same message as we did.
She did. Why?
Not sure, but look, there she is.
Micah turns to follow Danny's gaze. Eliana approaches.
Well, here's a couple of my favorite people. Did you figure out what's going on here?
Nope.
Not yet.
Micah is the first to approach the heavy door. It swings easily open with a light touch. They all enter. Interior, archives building, May 3rd, 2149. Zen.
Clarkson's, right? Excited to meet you. Thrilled, actually.
To Micah.
Wait a minute, haven't I seen you before? Well, all of you, please come this way.
The trio follows Zen down a long marble hall. High ceilings, silence. Their voices echo.
Okay, let me explain. We received explicit instructions to wait until today to let descendants know about the time capsule. It's over here.
Time capsule?
Eliana and Danny look at each other, puzzled. Zen directs them to a wide metal table. On it is a steel cylinder, 7 inches in diameter and 12 inches long, laid on a soft, dark panel of fabric.
This capsule was apparently placed in the care of the Library of Archives in the year 2040 by your ancestor, Dennis E. Clarkson.
Wait, our ancestor?
Micah examines the capsule. Engraved on the bottom is Open May 3rd, 2149. Dennis E. Clarkson, born 1994.
Our practice is to offer descendants, if any can be found, the first chance to view the contents before they become part of the public archive.
Warmly.
It's a rare honor, really. That's why I reached out to you.
What? Who is Dennis Clarkson? And what's in this thing?
Smiling gently.
Well, let's find out together.
As Zen uses a portable drill to undo the 4 screws and carefully pries the lid off the capsule with a small tool. Pop. He puts the lid down and lays the cylinder on its side.
Wow.
Zen gestures to Danny and Eliana, and then nods towards the cylinder.
Want to do the honors?
Danny picks up the cylinder and carefully raises the bottom end and pulls the contents out onto the fabric.
Whoa, looks like there's some documents.
She pulls at a piece of cloth, revealing some memory cards and disks.
What are those?
Yeah, we'll have to take those to the lab to access the data on them. But the documents, you could read them now.
I can do that. Let's see. This one says what the contents are about.
Reading.
These memory cards and disks contain video recordings of some of the earliest gatherings that were started in 2024 by Allison Silver Clarkson, born May 3rd, 1993.
Interrupting.
Wait, hold on. Allison who? She started the gatherings?
Continues reading.
In an interview with her on November 7th, 2035, explaining how it all started, she was too humble to take the credit, but I wanted you to know it was her, in case her actions have made a difference to you. Signed, her loving husband, Dennis E. Clarkson, born September 17th, 1994.
Puzzled.
Clarkson? But I don't understand.
Yeah, wow. This information could change our view of history. We always thought it was the facilitator, Jimena, who started the gatherings.
Wait a minute. Clarkson is our name. So, you think we're related to these people?
I looked into the genealogy of Dennis Clarkson, the name on the capsule. Micah, it looks like Allison and Dennis were your great-great-great-great-grandparents.
He turns toward the wall and projects the ancestry diagram. His tone softens further.
It's rare we get a line this clear. Even rarer when it leads back to someone whose actions change the course of things.
Micah and Eliana stare at the luminous family tree.
There's another paper here. It looks like an essay. It's called Context for the Gatherings, written by Dennis Clarkson.
Go ahead and read it.
Reading.
If you are reading this document in 2149, you may have a different kind of government by now. I sure hope so. I hope this description of our dilemma provides you with a context for why and how the gatherings held so much importance for Allison.
As Danny reads, Micah picks up the capsule and looks inside.
We have a democratic system of government, where we put people in positions of power when we vote in elections that are supposed to be free and fair. There are 2 major political parties.
They were like sports teams trying to win a game. I learned that at the museum.
Continues reading.
Some people started thinking that the elections were rigged. Each party thinks the other is corrupt. They accuse each other of deceit and presenting misinformation. There is hate, anger, and blame. People are afraid of each other, and everyone takes sides. Misinformation has exploded. Few people actually listen to the other side's point of view. If they do listen, they don't believe what they are being told.
I think that is called othering.
Continues.
People don't know what is truth and what is a lie. The country is in crisis, and people are isolated from each other. That creates more fear, anxiety, and stress. There seems to be no way out, except, as Allison would say, for the gatherings.
Danny pauses and looks up at Eliana, a bit stunned. She shakes her head slowly.
She didn't want the credit, and yet she changed everything.
She could have gone public. But I guess she knew the idea had to be bigger than the person. That's rare.
To Micah, grinning.
Hey, remember when you said you were going to find the genius who started it all?
Overwhelmed.
Yeah, but I didn't think I'd be related to her.
Let's take these discs and cards over to the lab. It's getting late today, but maybe we can take a look at the videos tomorrow?
Disappointed, becomes agitated.
But tomorrow, that's my first gathering. It's at 4 o'clock. I can't miss that.
Well, we can get started at 1 o'clock. Hard to say how much time we'll need.
Interior Fountain Cafe. The next morning, Eliana and Reina sit at the window table.
We got a surprise yesterday. My brother and Micah and me.
Rena.
What kind of surprise?
We got called to the archives building. We had no idea why. When we got there, this guy named Zen showed us a time capsule that was left there by our ancestors from the early 21st century.
A time capsule?
Yeah, strange, right? Apparently, Danny and I had a great-great-great-grandmother named Allison. And get this, it turns out that she was the one who originally set up the early gatherings.
Tilting her head.
Wait a minute. There was one person who started it all, and it was your relative?
So it seems.
And none of us knew about her? Sounds like she didn't want followers, just more people getting involved.
Touching Eliana's hand.
That's amazing. I knew there was something special about you.
The time capsule has some video recordings. We're going to go back this afternoon to see them. Would you like to come?
Are you kidding? I'd love to come.
Interior Archives Building. That afternoon, Micah, Danny, Sky, Eliana, and Rena follow Zen to a screening room in the Archives Building. As everyone settles into the plush seats, Zen remains near the front, quietly preparing the projection.
Dennis left us quite a gift. It was clearly important to him that this story be told, but not until the time was right.
Great, I guess this is the right time. Can't wait to see it.
Zen picks up a remote and starts the recording. The screen flickers to life. A static image appears. 2 women sit on stools at the front of a university lecture hall, each holding a microphone. On the bottom of the screen, Columbia University. Room 309, November 7th, 2035. A hush falls over the group. Quietly,
That's 114 years ago.
one of the women on the screen, mid-40s, thoughtful face, calm demeanor, smiles gently at the crowd. Camera zooms to a close-up of her face. Zen slowly fades up the volume. On screen.
I'm surprised and grateful to know that so many of you have experienced a gathering. Honestly, I didn't expect that. It gives me hope.
In the screening room, Micah leans forward. He's never seen her before, but he knows. Whispers.
That's her.
Eliana watches the screen, her eyes locked. Her face is unreadable, but her hands slowly tighten around the armrests. To audience in lecture hall.
I am so happy that the gatherings are still happening. That means you're still listening to each other. That's all I ever hoped for.
Screen goes black. Silence.
She spoke like someone who trusted the future, even if she never got to see it.
She sparked it.
Yeah, she did.
They continue watching footage of Allison's interview and some of the first gatherings. Micah stares at the screen, spellbound. Suddenly a chime rings out from Micah's wrist device.
Oh no, I gotta go.
On the screen recording, a gathering participant is shouting. Jocelyn.
All of us should stop paying taxes to the government and pay it into our community fund instead.
Interrupting.
Are you crazy? We can't do that. You want to end up in jail?
Facilitating.
Abdi, let's finish with Jocelyn, and I'll get to your concerns next.
Chime Micah's device again, louder this time. Zen pauses the video.
I want to report about these recordings at my gathering.
Sure thing. I just have to push a button to make them accessible to everyone.
Micah rushes out the door and back to the main entrance, punching buttons on his device to call up his bicycle. Exterior, Archives building. Micah's bike rises up from beneath the sidewalk. He jumps on it and takes off. Walkway from Archives to Civic Hall. Micah swerves and weaves through people who are chatting and laughing on the walkway. Faster and faster, until he arrives at the curve of the canal. People can be seen through the open doors of the workshops and galleries. Micah pauses outside the Civic Hall, out of breath. He positions his bicycle, and it lowers automatically. This is a momentous occasion for him. His first gathering. He dashes in. The clock says 3:59 p.m. Interior, Civic Hall. Micah's first gathering. Micah takes a seat in the semicircle of 12 chairs. The facilitator, Omar, stands at the front. Holographic panels appear in front of the participants. Companion AI, voiceover.
Hello everyone, welcome Micah.
The words appear on the panel. Omar.
Who would like to start?
Micah hesitates, but when his hand shoots up, Omar notices.
Let's hear from Micah. Go ahead.
I just got back from the archives. You aren't going to believe it.
Micah pauses and scans the room. Everyone is looking at him. Out of breath.
There is a time capsule at the archives. Zen called my dad and my Aunt Eliana and me about it.
Trying to follow?
A time capsule.
Yes, with recordings about the gatherings from 2025 and 2035. No one knew about them.
Go on.
Now we know who started the gatherings. It was an ancestor of mine. Her name was Allison Silver Clarkson. Zen said the recordings are available for everyone now. Companion AI, is it true?
Companion AI?
Checking. Yes, time capsule opened May 3rd, 2149.
Good, so you can all check it out for yourselves. I have something else I wanted to talk about. I have a friend named Pietro who lives on the beach.
Pietro, okay.
He showed me the watermarks on his porch. The sea level is rising, fast. I know there's a team working on a seastead for people like him, but they say it won't be ready soon enough. If the water keeps rising this fast, what will happen to all those people?
Omar nods thoughtfully. Companion AI writes on the panel under problem statements. What will happen to people displaced by sea level rise? Omar waits, giving Micah space to say more.
Maybe. Pietro could stay at my place for a while. But we don't have room for his parents, too. And he said everyone who lives on the beach has to leave. Where will they all go? Could they come here? Would we have enough space?
Under Solutions, Companion AI writes, all come here.
I wanted to raise this issue. What do you all think?
Anyone want to weigh in?
A young woman, Charlene, raises her hand quickly, eager to speak. Omar nods toward her. Charlene.
Well, about the time capsule, that's really big news, and I'm glad Micah brought up the sea level issue, because the surge will affect all of us. I agree that we need a solution for temporary housing, but we also need to make sure these people feel welcome, like they belong.
Companion AI writes, how will we manage the surge? And how will we make sure they feel welcome, under problem statements? Will, annoyed.
Well, they don't belong here. We don't have enough room. They should have planned better for this. They knew it was coming.
Under Concerns, the words don't have enough room appear. Urgently.
Is it our responsibility to find them places to stay? If they come here, we'll need to ramp up food production and step up our waste systems.
Companion AI writes under Solutions, increase food production, step up waste systems.
Anything else, Will?
Not right now. I think that's plenty. Where do we even start?
Micah raises his hand again.
I just want to say, I am worried, because Will seems annoyed about this.
Micah pauses, looks up, thinking.
But wait, there is something about this from the time capsule. Companion AI, can you find where Allison talks about divergence?
Companion AI, voiceover.
Absolutely.
Omar nods, intrigued. Companion AI Pro projects an image of Allison in front of the group. On screen.
Over time, I learned how important it is to have the patience to let the self-organizing process unfold. Just when the group starts to converge on ideas and solutions, someone brings in an objection that seems to derail the whole process.
The gathering participants look at each other, nodding.
I learned that the divergence is critically important. It's often those objections that actually hold the key to the success of a project.
Micah glances around the room and sees everyone riveted to the screen.
I learned that we need to take in each and every perspective, no matter how uncomfortable it might be. Only then can we build something real.
Micah pauses, looks over at Will.
So thank you, Will.
Thanks for the idea of playing that recording, Micah. That was profound and inspiring.
Turns to Will.
What solutions would you consider to address this situation, Will?
Omar gestures to the problem statements panel.
Not sure.
Take your time. It's not about getting it right. It's about staying in the space long enough for something new to show up.
Will hesitates, takes a breath, gathers his energy.
Maybe I could go and help them build their seastead faster? Companion AI, can you find a way that I can help with that?
Companion AI, voiceover.
Yes, your skills in 3D printing can be helpful in customizing the interior fixtures.
I can work on finding temporary lodging and welcoming them here.
Others chime in with enthusiastic support.
Awesome. I can't wait to tell Pietro about this gathering.
Exterior, museum, early afternoon, some weeks later.
Hurry up, Eliana. I'm so excited to see the new display.
Micah runs up the stairs, gesturing to Eliana, who breaks into a run to catch up. They enter the museum. Interior museum. Micah and Eliana rush through displays they saw previously. In the dark, they approach an arched doorway and hear Allison's recorded voice.
It was tougher than I thought it was going to be to get 12 people to come to a gathering. I talked to everyone I knew in the neighborhood.
As they enter the chamber, they see her face from the interview projected on a large screen. On screen.
It was so hard for people to take the time out of their busy schedules to come to a meeting with people they didn't know. A lot of them were working all of week and had to care for their families. They were burned out on bad news. They just wanted to live their lives and be left alone, but I never gave up on them.
East Coast Beach, 1 week later. The fading light of dusk casts long shadows across the beach. The wind picks up. Dark clouds gather. A storm rolls in. Outlines of houses and cottages are blurred by the heavy rain. Thunder rumbles in the distance. Lightning flashes across the sky, illuminating the crashing waves. Boom! The rain comes in sheets, sharp and steady, battering the cottage windows. Scene fades to daylight. The tide is out. The beach stretches wide, damp and still. Scattered across the beach are dozens of starfish, left behind by the retreating water. Pietro emerges from his cottage. He walks carefully over the sand, crouching down to gently pick up a starfish. He skillfully tosses it back into the ocean and looks out into the water after it. Then with deliberate movements, he bends down to pick up and toss another, and another, and another. Residents appear from the neighboring houses. They watch Pietro on the beach with curiosity. One by one, they too begin to pick up the starfish and toss them into the ocean. 3 heliplanes silently land in the field behind the cottages. People from the planes make their way to the beach, see what is happening, and join in, tossing starfish back into the sea. Micah, Sky, Danny, Eliana, Rena, Will, and Charlene are among them. When the starfish are cleared from the beach, Micah puts his arm around Pietro, and they head to Pietro's cottage. The visitors accompany the other beach residents into their homes to gather their important treasures and heirlooms. And then they emerge together, taking the people and their possessions to the waiting planes.